What if I told you that one rental property won't make you rich? It probably won't replace your income. You won't be able to retire next year, but it might do something even more valuable. It might give you options. Options to work because you want to, not because you have to. Options if life changes. Options if your priorities change. Options if you simply want more control over your future. When I bought my first rental property, I wasn't trying to build an empire. I was trying to build options. And looking back, that's exactly what happened. You know, I have said this time and time again. Real estate investing is kind of a path to give women a chance to build second incomes, to transition out of having to work, transition out of your 9 to 5. So what it does is it gives you options of flexibility. And for me, that's so valuable. I talk about fear will slow you down, but self-doubt will stop you in your tracks. So that one rental property will actually help eradicate your self-doubt. And let's face it, as women, we are flexible, but when we have even more flexibility in our lives, it just makes things easier for us. We're able to pivot when we need to without a lot of stress, without a lot of thinking about it, and we're just able to be more meaningful in the things that we want to do for us and our family. Freedom starts with flexibility, meaning if you have options to be flexible. So maybe, COVID changed the way we kind of look at our jobs now, right? Everybody kind of got spoiled with staying at home, working from the office, having our pajama bottoms on when we're on a Zoom call. But the thing is that what we realize, and I think what we strive for more, is that we really are looking for more flexibility in our lives. Flexibility to have the time to do what we want to do, have the flexibility to make the kind of money that we want to make. And I saw real estate investing as that way to give me that flexibility, freedom, so that I can do the things that are important to me and my family. And it allows me to pivot in a way that nothing else could. So what am I talking about options for? I'm not talking about options when I go talk about real estate investing and getting something under contract for $100. I mean, it's not about wealth. The options are your choices. What you can do with that flexibility, freedom. It's the power to choose. Retirement is for later on. So what we're talking about is being able to have those choices today. I choose to spend my money this way. I choose to invest in real estate. So most people don't think one rental property is enough to make a difference. But here's where I think they're wrong. So follow along with this. One income stream from one rental property. That happens going forward. Monthly cash flow. That's what monthly cash flow is all about. One appreciating asset. The equity continues to build even while you're asleep. And probably what I feel is most important for women is the confidence builder. When you take the 6 steps to buy a rental property, that gives you confidence, it gives you knowledge, it gives you a new skill that you can capitalize on. It takes away your self-doubt and it reduces your fear. Remember, fear will slow you down, but self-doubt will stop you. And the way I started is one real estate deal. It's a stepping stone. You build on what you learned. You build on, your skills as a real estate investor. So it's a stepping stone to having the kind of flexibility that we all want. So let's talk about the first option that it gives you. It gives you the option to say no to your job, to the way you spend your money. When you have an income stream that isn't tied to a job, that's freedom, flexibility right there. So you stop saying yes out of desperation. You start saying yes because you want to. So that's the very first option that you get from just one rental property. And you know what? You don't have to accept every opportunity. And that's the power of choice, where you can just walk away. In my rental analysis course, I actually go over how you can just walk away if the numbers don't make sense, if they don't say this is a deal. And you know what? Flexibility options give us breathing room for when things do happen, when life gives us kind of a bowl of cherries. A rental property creates a financial cushion. Another option that we get is the breathing room when life changes, and life will change. So the older we get, things are going to happen. So life doesn't ask permission for sometimes things just happen and you have no control. Job loss, divorce, death, raising your family. So these are all things that happen in our lives that we sometimes have choices around and sometimes we don't. A rental property creates a financial cushion that gives you space to respond and not just react. And that's what I think gives us more calmingness, is that we don't have to react. If you want to do a career pivot, that's what I did. That's how I was always in management. And I had people under me and I ran a sales team. Then I wanted to have something more, something where I had more control over my time and my ability to earn income. That was why I was looking for the flexibility options that real estate investing gave me. Another option that I personally have gotten from real estate investing is that I can choose growth over survival. I'm not now stuck in saying those yeses, like I have to go to an office every day. So now I have an option through real estate investing, and that started with that stepping stone. That started with taking the first step, taking action. And the thing is it gives you confidence to continue taking control of your finances. So just like this, you can take the question and say, how do I get through this month, and turn that around to say, what do I want to build next? So it puts you in complete control of your financial flexibility. And it all boils down to taking actions to get you to the place where you can choose your power in your finances and in what you want to earn. And kind of one of the unspoken, unseen things that happen is that you have a different mindset. You now start thinking like an owner, and that will then in turn make you think more about money, about how can you make the money come to you through real estate investing. So there's a shift that happens within you when now you have this asset that can be providing a financial flexibility, some options for you. So you're no longer just a consumer, you're actually a builder. You're giving back in a way that's good for the community, in that you're providing housing, you're providing a place for people to live, and this changes more than just your bank account. It actually changes how you think about your finances, and now as an owner, what kind of confidence that gives you. So the thing is that the first property teaches you how to buy the second property, and the second property teaches you how to buy the third property. The cool thing about real estate investing is, and I've said this a million times, you can't just know everything out the gate. There's so many things. And if you're watching this YouTube video, you've watched me and you've watched other people. So the thing is that the knowledge compounds itself. When you buy that first rental property, you take the steps to know what are the 6 steps that I need to figure out my ARV, and how do I know what kind of offer and what questions do I ask a seller. So you learn all of that knowledge. It doesn't go away, and now you can apply it to your second investment and your third investment, and you stack the knowledge on top of one another. And when you do it once, you get the confidence to do it again and again and again. This happened with my daughter. So when she always been on the outskirts of real estate investing, and it wasn't until she saw, first of all, how easy the process is to actually get a rental property, how to analyze a deal. Then 2, that knowledge that she learned, now when she goes out and she looks at other properties, she's able to take that knowledge with her, and she's becoming a better and better real estate investor. Does she know everything? No. Do I know everything? No. And I've been doing it a lot longer. But the thing is that we continue to build on our knowledge, and our confidence grows when we have that. And you know what else happens is that you are building equity. So when you have a rental property, what's happening is you're gaining equity in the property while the tenant is paying your mortgage down. And that delta is what you use to buy your next property. So when you take the steps to buy your first property, that really opens up the floodgates for you to continue to build not only your knowledge, not only your confidence, but to add to your financial flexibility by being able to add another rental property to what you already know. So it all compounds, but it starts with those first steps of how to find a deal and how to analyze it. So the real return on your first rental property is that it builds a belief system that you can use time and time again to get all of those options of flexibility. And what I hear all the time from women just like you after they've gotten their first rental property, the biggest return that they received wasn't the actual property, it was the confidence that they can do it again. That belief is the most valuable asset that a first-time investor can gain. So here's the thing, it's more than income, it's more choices. I mean, really, that's what real estate investing is all about. That's what it's been for me, that's what it's been for my daughter, and that's what it can be for you as well. It equates into more choices, more cash, more appreciation, more security, and these options that I've been talking about. The option to say no if the deal doesn't make sense. The option to say yes to your job if you want to continue there. We're talking about financial flexibility, and that's what gives you options to be able to create the life you want through real estate investing. I always like to say, for me and for you, the real investment is what we're really investing in is in our future. That's what we're investing in. The properties that we buy, they're just the vehicles to get us there. And what we're really building for our lives and for your life, what we're really building is more options, more flexibility, and more about how our story unfolds and how we're going to live our best years. So the investment, the real investment, isn't the property, it's in my future, and it's in your future as well. So let me ask you this. Put it in the comment below. This is what I want to know. If you just had one of these, what would one new option mean for you? If one rental property created this one new option in your life, whether you had less stress because you can sleep better knowing there's a cushion between you and some crisis, you lose your job, you get a divorce, that you have more flexibility, you can work on your schedule, not someone else's. That's what I love. That's my main flexibility. So I eventually got to the point where I did not want a 9-to-5 job. I wanted to have more freedom, more flexibility. So that was what real estate investing did for me. And then you can choose, like so many other women do. This is not about quitting the day job. This is about how other women, you included, can take real estate investing and start building options for yourself. And ask yourself this, if you had just one of these options, what would that mean in your life? You can be part of that group of women who takes the step to get that option for yourself. So it starts with just a decision that you're going to do it. You're going to take action. One property, one option, and then another. And again, it's like a stepping stone. You don't have to have everything figured out all at once. The knowledge will compound on itself time and time again. Your confidence will compound as well. So are you ready to build your first option? Well, then I'm going to invite you to check out our M Resource Center. The link is below in the description. I've created a rental property analysis course, and not only will this walk you through the 6 steps of is this a deal or not, I also give you all kinds of tools so that you can get to the heart of the matter in a matter of minutes after you go through the course about is this a deal or not? And is this a way for you to create options? Remember, it starts with you. Fear, that'll slow you down. But if you're doubting whether you can do this or not, just know that you and all the other women out there that have taken that first step, they felt exactly like you did. So yes, you can do this. You have the courage, you have the strength, and you have the smarts to be able to find and do your first real estate deal.